Are you at all able to discuss the difference between inventing something and discovering something, and how those two separate ideas work within this book?
Wow, that is very distinct. So discovering something would be just something that is actually happening naturally that we finally understand, right? Which we're still working on a lot of different things. And if you at all follow science, you know that science changes. So sometimes what we think is happening is not what's happening. And so we discover as we investigate and learn and do research and whatever. Inventing is slightly different because what you're doing is you're perhaps taking that discovery and then changing its application. So they learned that when the sun would come down, that it would create heat. Okay, so what can we do with the heat? Right? And then that's where you invent solar panels to absorb the heat and then create energy and all of these kinds of things. So that's kind of how I see the two different things. I mean, would you agree, Anthony, or would you see it different ways?
Absolutely, because even looking at the very first entry in the book is fire, and calling fire an invention sounds it sounds so simple to say, like, man invented fire, and that started this
Yes.
whole thing about being able to cook food, preserving heat, light, helping people survive. But then the book itself even says that they would take bushes and bushels of tree branches that were from wildfires.
Right.
So it was a discovery that was being used. And so the distinction is like discovery of a natural phenomenon, and then inventing it is like the application of those discoveries.
That's exactly
that's kind of what I took away from reading this book.
Yeah, that's how I think as well. Exactly. Very good.